Alright, what's going on YouTube? Oh, took a couple of days to let the emotions calm down after watching that fight Saturday night, and I gotta admit, I was wrong. I was wrong about Marquez. I thought the guy was shot. Didn't think he stood a chance. But I gotta say, he won that fight, and he won it decisively. And if you can't admit that, those people out there, you guys know who I'm talking to. What a sad world you live in. I don't even know really where to get started here. In my last video, my prediction on this fight, I thought that Pacquiao was gonna run away with this thing, and it was the opposite way around. Oh man, what a weekend, Well, let's get started on a few things here, I hear the biggest excuse I hear out of people is well, you got to take the title from the champion. You got to be the aggressor, whatever. Pacquiao was the aggressor all night. Okay, I'll give you that. But it's called effective aggressiveness, not wild aggressiveness, all right? The guy was wild all night long. I can't even really say. I see a lot of people. I watched a lot of videos over the past couple of days of people saying, the guy looked like an amateur and things like that. I mean, I really can't even say the guy looked like an amateur. I mean, he looked like a bum out there. I mean, Marquez took that boy to school, took him to the woodshed, and you know what happened after that. So let's just get started here. I had the guy winning at least 8 rounds. To me, at least 8 rounds to 4. No doubt about it. And there's like I said before, there's more than just being aggressive. There's four components, all right? 4. Not 1. 4. Okay? It's called clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, defense. Tell me one category Pacquiao dominated in out of those 4. 0. None. Not 1. Yeah, he came forward all night. He threw more punches, landed more punches, yes, but still wasn't effective. If he was that aggressive and that dominant like some of you are saying out there, don't you think it would have even hurt Marquez? Knocked him down, maybe? You knocked him down in the other 2 fights. Knock him out. Guy's 38 years old. What's going on here? If he was that dominant. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, I just didn't see it. And I picked the guy to win. I picked him to win. I just did not see it out there. I'm sorry. Wild aggressiveness, I'm not going to give him credit for that. He was out there flailing his arms. He was just looking bad. Just looking bad. I mean, just doing all this, that doesn't cut it for me. Marquez threw the cleaner shots all night. Landed the harder shots all night. I tell you one thing, Pacquiao's lucky. He's real lucky that Marquez was not a true welterweight landing those kind of clean, straight shots on him, because he might have went to bed in those mid-rounds when Marquez started to dominate that fight. From rounds 5 to 10, it was pretty much all Marquez. And he was landing some good, crisp shots to the head and to the body all night long. I mean, he was popping that dude's head up. All you see is his hair just bouncing all around while he's getting hit. It was just insane to me how the judges could... I mean, one judge 116, 112. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, on with the rest of the analysis. Cleaner, hotter shots, Marquez. Defensively, I mean, he made the guy look silly. He was making him miss, making him pay all night. Ring generalship, I mean, he controlled everything in that fight. He backed up, waited for him to throw his little double right hand left straight down the pike, and he countered him with the straight right hand and the left uppercut all night long. Made the guy look foolish in there. I'm sorry, he did. I gotta call it like I see it, people. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pull strings because I want to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I gotta call it how I see it, people. And what I saw was this a boxing clinic put on by Marquez. A boxing clinic. There's no way anybody could tell me any different. Just made the guy look silly. Just a shame. And he knew he lost. Pacquiao knew it. Look at the guy's body language. As soon as that 12th round bell rang when the fight was over, Marquez's hands went straight in the air. I won. He knew he won. Pacquiao just walked straight to the corner, no emotion on his face, head down. He knew he lost that fight. Freddie Roach knew he lost that fight. Why do you think he was telling him to put the guy on the ground in the 12th? Right before the 12th round, he said, "Hey, I need you to put this guy down, Manny. I need you to put him down." And he didn't do it. Didn't even come close to doing it all night. Just bad defense all night by Pacquiao. I didn't even think he made Marquez miss once. I mean, he went into his little shell like this all night. But I didn't see him move his head. I didn't see him slip any punches, really. I mean, he was getting picked apart in there. It was just bad. And then after the fight, they're talking, oh, you know, maybe we can do it again. For what? So you could rob the guy for a 4th time? You already lost the first 2. This one was worse to me. Out of the first 2, this one right here was the worst. He clearly won that fight, and real boxing fans know who won that fight. And there's some Pacquiao fans out there that can admit it. They can say, you know what, hey, you know, Pacquiao's my guy, but I didn't see him win. The Pactards out there will come up with every excuse in the book. I've seen a few videos out there, and you know who I'm talking to. You know, my opinion, whatever your name is. Guy don't even want to show his face on the camera, talking about Marquez is a crybaby, blah blah blah. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Okay? You probably just started watching boxing 5 years ago when Pacquiao was making a name for himself. I remember the guy when he was at bantamweight with the little blonde streaks in his bangs. You know, where was you then? You probably didn't even know what boxing was then. You know what I'm saying? Go back to school, homie. Learn the game. You know, I'm still young, but I've been watching boxing a long time. And I know. And I seen the ass whooping out there on Saturday night. And you know it too. And it's just ridiculous to me. I didn't see any of the 4 components of scoring boxing did I see Manny Pacquiao dominate. None of them. Not one. Marquez won every single one. His aggression was more effective because he was out there popping that guy with some real hard shots, knocking him off balance while he was coming in all wild. It's just ridiculous to me how the judges could do this, and there needs to be an investigation on this fight. Because those judges, I mean, I don't see 116, 112. You serious? Get the hell out of here with that, you know? Oh, man. Just ridiculous. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you know, I counted Marquez out. I didn't even order the fight in my house. You know, my dad ordered it last minute. He says, you know, come down, let's watch it. I think he's got one more left in him. I said, well, you know, all right. What the hell, you know? I'll come down and check it out. And he really shut my mouth, Marquez. Marquez and Nacho Beristain, you guys did an excellent job of getting yourselves prepared for this fight. And you guys put on a show. It put on a real show. And, you know, I don't even want to go into the future as far as Mayweather. I mean, that's another video. That's a whole nother video. But I think we all know we all know what's going to happen now after that performance. And don't even think about Martinez either, because that might end your career, you know. But yeah, anyway, I just really it really makes me sick as a boxing fan to see people like that get robbed. I mean, Marquez earned that. He really did earn that fight. And they took it away from him, and I really feel bad for the guy. You know, I counted him out. A lot of people did, and he proved us wrong. And you know, nothing but respect to the guy for that. And I don't want people to take this as a attack towards Pacquiao, like I hate the guy, because personally I don't know the guy. I don't, you know, all I know is him in the ring, and that's it. And he's a good fighter. He's a real good fighter. But tonight, well, not tonight, but Saturday night, he didn't win. I'm sorry, he just didn't win. You know, he got outboxed all night. You know, there's more to just being aggressive, people. You know, there's way more than just being aggressive. It's got to be effective. You know, he didn't hurt Marquez at all during the fight. I didn't really see him land much clean. I mean, there was a couple rounds where he won that were clear Pacquiao rounds, but that was it. Guy was off balance all night. He looked like he was scared to throw. I mean, his body language all night long. He looked like he was scared to throw punches because he was getting taxed every time he did. Marquez capitalized on every mistake that guy made out there, and he made a lot of mistakes out there. A lot. I mean, it just goes to show what happens when you cherry pick fights. You know, all that cherry picking finally caught up to the guy. He was in there fighting a bunch of statues, guys that want to stand in front of him, guys that don't have nothing left. And look what happened. He got in there with somebody with some real skills, and the guy took him to school. And it's just a shame that they robbed him. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, there really should be an investigation on this thing because it was just a straight robbery. Anybody with a good boxing mind, you know, a good boxing brain can see that the guy just really dominated the fight. You know, there's really not much more I could say. Clean punches, Marquez all night. Effective aggressiveness. Ring generalship. Defense. He won in all aspects of the game, you know. And hats off to the guy. I thought he was done. And he proved me wrong. Proved me wrong. And I got to give it to the guy. And what's next for the guy, I don't know. I mean, I know he doesn't want to fight Pacquiao again because there's really no point. But, you know, we'll see what happens. But I do see Pacquiao probably fighting someone who's not on his level, someone he can look good against because they need to build that stock up again because he did lose some points out there to a lot of people who thought he was, you know, up there. And they're definitely going to need to put an opponent out there that he can look good against, dominate against, and then they could sign that Mayweather fight, and then, you know, everything will be back to normal. Some people might have a short memory, but I don't. You know, I'll remember this one, and I'll always consider this a loss for Manny Pacquiao and a win for Marquez. In my heart, and in my mind, I know he won it. Pacquiao knows he won it. You can tell by the look on his face after the fight, his body language. He knew he lost that fight. And it's just disgusting that they would take it away from the guy. You know, I really feel bad for him. But I know there's going to be a lot of people that do disagree with me. And, you know, hey, it is what it is, right? Leave your comments. If you want to leave hateful comments, hey, you know, forget about it. They're just going to be deleted. Unless you come with some real boxing knowledge, you know, some real things to say, you know, then they'll stay. But, you know, if you're going to just come on here and just be a pactard and just come up with nonsense excuses on how the guy won the fight, you know, you're not gonna get no love from me. I'm sorry. Real boxing fans out there know. They know what's going on. They know the truth. So there it is there, the Pacquiao Marquez trilogy. One more thing before I go. I want to say we lost a true legend in the game, Smoking Joe Frazier. You know, I was too young to watch the guy fight, but, you know, from what my parents and my older uncles and my grandfather, everybody tells me that the guy was just a warrior in there, and he was the real deal. You know, and we lost a true legend. So rest in peace to Smoking Joe Frazier. This is Mr. M2 in the building, and I'm signing off. Let me know what you think.